Hey guys, welcome to Armageddon Chat. I feel like once every 6 months we have an Armageddon pod.
It's kind of happening quicker than we think.
Yeah, we're going to have one a week.
A lot of black swans.
Yeah, it turns out all the swans are black. Occasionally you get a white one. So we got a lot to talk about. We have some Kathys here from the Chatty Kathy Discord, from the club. We're going to interview them. Turns out really fascinating. You Kathys have some interesting shit going on.
This is a good one. Yeah, it's really good.
We got an Ozempic dealer in our fucking Discord.
It's hot.
We're about to have the skinniest listeners in the world.
I know, man. If anyone needs a discount on Ozempic, we got your guy here pretty soon. He's got a couple more things to go through. But we're going to talk to some of the Kathys from the Discord. And then, potentially the next financial crisis happens this week. Potentially nothing. Potentially the stock market absolutely rips. We're going to talk about it, but we don't really know where we're headed, right?
And we're talking about a guy that scammed me.
Oh, and we'll talk about a guy who's getting a lot of buzz on social media right now with a very big bet on Bitcoin, which you would think Anand would be very happy about, except for he is not happy this episode. And he's going hard on this episode.
Going hard, real hard.
Turns out this guy scammed him, and he has some words.
He's going hard on the Hindus.
Yeah, you guys are turning on the Hindus. Okay.
They're kind of disappointing us this week. It's been a rough week for the Hindus.
All right. Well, let's talk about it. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, group chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
Alrighty, gentlemen. We are rolling video, rolling audio, rolling Zencaster.
Are we
Great
doing banter?
Sunday night. Good to go.
Oh, pump us up, Ari. Come on, give us some more.
Come
Some
on,
more?
Ari. Ari's back. Woo!
It's a Sunday night. I'm back. A-Team is back. We got all three gentlemen on the pod. We got guests in the studio. It's going to be a great episode. I'm so excited.
I feel good
I gotta
now.
say, Ari, it seems like you got a raise and then you left, and I don't know if we had any issues.
I mean, I just call that good preparing.
Got it. So you're to blame for the lack of issues.
Exactly.
Okay, got it. It's an observation I had. I just was curious what your take on it was.
There it is.
Okay. You said we have guests. Who are our guests?
So I said on the Discord the other day, if you're a Chatty Kathy club member, you should come and listen to the pod when we record. Specifically, Sunday night is probably the best because everyone's a little less rushed because it's not during the work week. So a few folks joined us tonight. One, it is a really fun story. Elijah is in town from New Orleans, and he's going to be on America Ninja Warrior this week.
That's amazing.
What the fuck? Let me see this guy. Do we have a camera on him?
Do you have a camera on America
Which one's
Ninja?
Elijah? The one
There
with
you
the
go.
beard?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
beard,
Elijah?
yes.
Yeah,
Elijah, get us the mic.
You got that mic
Get
right
the
in front of
mic.
you. Yep, right there.
I believe in him.
Yeah.
Drama.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
I mean,
What's up,
I'm not
dude?
lying. I think if you could win this shit, you could easily slide in as like the next John Cena.
Yeah,
You
have
got the looks. I mean, I don't know if you're as dumb
I'm
as
like
him,
half
but like
the size of John Cena. I'm like the size of John Cena's hand alone. He's
really?
ma-
Is John Cena a big guy?
Oh, he's massive.
No.
Look at his
You
hands.
look
Even
like
when you watch his
a-
movies, look at his hands. They're huge.
You look
You
like
don't
a
really look
normal
like a
size
ninja, but like-
Jason Momoa or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Pocket
You're like
size
a
small.
Jason.
Yeah.
I am small. That's why I learned.
Wait, so
to
hold on.
climb.
Is that the goal? You go on Ninja Warrior and you get an acting career? Because I knew you're from New Orleans.
That's not my goal personally.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't. A lot of people just get really into the show. I just signed up when I was kind of drunk, and then they called me, and then I had to go, and then now I want to go back on to redeem myself because it is really fun.
because you already
Yeah, I mean,
went
look.
and didn't do well?
I did okay.
You got it.
I
What do you
wanted
do
to
for
better?
What do you do for a living?
I have a training business right now.
That's good for
And-
business. Good marketing.
In New Orleans.
It is in New Orleans, yeah. And then I'm finishing up. I've been in nursing school for the past 2 years, so I'll be a nurse starting in June.
So why are you giving up training? Is it just too hard?
I don't want to give it up necessarily. I do always want to train people in some capacity.
Can I guess why?
Go ahead.
My guess in New Orleans, no one's trying to be healthy.
It's a ton of swimming up upstream.
It's actually, I mean, it's kind of the opposite.
You're swimming upstream. Yeah, it's just like...
a lot of clients out there, because they want to be healthy, they just don't want to stop eating shit all day and fried stuff. So there's a lot of good clients in New Orleans, but it's more so like you just have to put in so much man hours, so much time, and I could try to convert to online, but personally I just don't think my impact would be as big to do that, and that's not overall how I want to do it. I don't want to just it just feels scammy to me, like pay this online trainer, blah blah blah. And some people
have results.
Some people do it really well. I know myself. I know how bad at texting I am alone. It's not going to be something that plays to my strengths necessarily.
Nursing, you have to be on call 24/7. You're like, sorry, I missed it.
Yeah. So what brought you to nursing? Because being a nurse is a very intense job.
It is, yeah, and it's been a pain in my ass in school. But we both kind of decided, me and my wife, to go back to school a couple years ago, because to be honest, this pod influenced a lot of why I want to get to where I want to. Because I was like, all right, if I was going to be an entrepreneur, how would I do it? Like, what would I do? And I know that I found something I'm passionate about. I love training people. I love improving their health and the results that we get, and just the impact I get to have on people. And I was like, all right, if I go back to nursing school, or if I go back to school and go to nursing school because I had all the prereqs, I can work for a little bit. Nurses are in huge demand right now, so you can make some pretty good money. I'll go for a little bit. We'll do travel nursing together, figure out where we want to live. I married a horse girl, so we need some land. Okay. We need 5 to 10 acres maybe with some horses on it, stuff like that. We have a lot of animals. And then I can go back to NP school, so nurse practitioner school. And in most states, you basically have a lot of autonomy yourself. And then I want to start personally like a hormone clinic. So I want to specialize in endocrinology. I want to have a hormone clinic, and then I want to specialize in peptides. So basically, I want to have my own business, do my own thing, and have
Is that
this whole
Ozempic?
thing.
That's all I want to know.
Ozempic is a peptide.
Okay,
yes.
so you're going to be a billionaire.
So,
Are you gonna?
I mean,
Now we're interested.
I'm hoping
I knew
to
this
catch,
was all about selling Ozempic. It's all this nursing.
I'm hoping to catch the wave on.
We talked about horses.
Ozempic is an example.
I've just been like, I look like this because I'm trying to sell Ozempic.
Trying to be a big
I mean,
deal.
this guy's in incredible shape.
Yeah, so
He's a great salesman for Ozempic.
yes, I mean, and it's funny because Elijah actually DM'd me because he knows we talk about it all the time. And I was just saying right before the pod, when I was in New York at dinner with some friends that actually listen to the podcast, the woman was sitting there by herself having dinner. And she was like, I just don't understand why people just don't work out.
Was she fit?
I'm going to leave it at that because I'm not going to say what I thought after that statement.
Sure.
But what did you exactly DM me about regarding Ozempic? You're not a fan.
I'm not a fan. So
Okay.
Ozempic is a great example of the impacts that peptides can have, because like the side effects
What is
are.
a peptide? I've never even heard of that.
It in layman's terms, it's kind of hard to explain, but it's basically like a branch of amino acids that send signals in your body to do things without drugs. Like, it's not a drug, and
Isn't
it's
it
not
essentially
a
the
hormone.
precursor to the drug? So instead of taking testosterone, or instead of taking certain things, you can take the precursors to them. Isn't that what peptides are, or no?
Yeah, similar. So like that's not a bad way to put it. A lot of different examples, but you can do peptides to like growth hormone's a big one. So you can increase growth hormone. There's some that will help you with testosterone. There's some that will help you literally get tan. There's some that will help you, and the negative side effects. The negative side effects are basically golfers are normally pretty tan.
Catching strays.
That was white guy racism right there.
Hey, I'm okay with someone
the
says,
farmer's
you can
tan's
use a
bigger
dose
than
of
I thought.
Ozempic.
So
Oh,
anyway,
my
with
gosh.
Ozempic, that test that speaks to of how impactful they can be. They elicit amazing freaking results, and they really, really help, and they're super easy. And the side effects are minimal. The problem with Ozempic that I sent you was that it curbs your appetite. So semaglutide is the peptide. And then the other one, Mounjaro, is actually slightly different.
I hear Mounjaro is hot.
And Mounjaro, actually, I'm kind of more of a fan of, just based on some of the other factors of it, but it curbs your appetite, right? So it makes you not want to eat, which some people really struggle with that. Some people need something to say, hey, stop putting food in your mouth hole. Like, it's a problem. You're eating too much, and then it can really help, especially
That must
if
be
you
a big problem in New Orleans.
It's a huge problem. Walking around LA, being here, and then walking around New Orleans, like, severely different subset of people, and more people need Ozempic in New Orleans than here.
That's why you're doing all this.
They're going to be set up. But there's other people who are using Ozempic, people who I'm really close to, like family members who want to lose like 20 pounds of the baby fat that they need to get rid of.
Big baby.
Don't you have to stay on it once you get on it?
Yeah, stay on for the rest of your life.
So let's say, like, normally
unless you curtail your eating habits and your physical
You gotta change your
fitness.
lifestyle. So
If you don't change your lifestyle, you have to be on it for the rest of your life.
Exactly. And you should be doing that. So like if you're taking it, or that I even told this person I know who's doing it, hey, try to get these other things fixed if you're going to take it. So then when you're off of it, you're ready to go. They didn't do that, but it doesn't matter. But it basically makes you not want to eat, right? Makes you not want to eat. So if the only thing you're eating, let's say go down to eating one meal a day, you're going to lose weight. But that one meal a day is KFC. You're not giving your body the nutrition that you need.
Yeah.
And you can lose weight while eating KFC, so it seems like a positive.
Yep.
But then you start having problems with your kidneys and problems like certain nutritional requirement problems down the line. And then once you get off of it, your metabolism has slowed down so much, you're just going to gain back more weight than when you started with.
Yeah.
If
I've
you
heard it
don't
also
do it right.
hurts like bone density and things like that. Do you know anything about that?
That's
Like, there's
based on the malnutrition, though.
Yeah,
That's like a
got it.
side effect of you're not eating protein, you're not eating calcium, you're not eating the nutrients that you need.
Because
So
you're just
your
like
body,
grubbing on KFC.
yeah, your body is
You're
wasting
like,
away. And then if you're
Got
not
it.
having like a training protocol, you're not building good tissue. When you lose bad tissue, body fat, and you don't replace it with good tissue, muscle, you just get flabby. Like you're not giving your body any shape, and you're not giving your body any protective. Like every
flabby's
study
not
that you'll
hot.
see,
Not hot.
it's too much. Muscle is protective. Muscle is the thing that protects your organs, that protects your body. You can be overweight, have a high amount of muscle mass, and your health factors will be significantly higher.
Yeah.
So you're
So
not
your
doing
goal
that,
isn't
you're just-
necessarily in all the. I know we joked about it, but is this what you're passionate about, or it's more like all the other shit?
Ozempic is not one that I'm like extremely excited about. No, that's not why I'm going into it.
Like, what's your dream? Is there anyone
there's
doing it?
tenfold
Doing
more.
something similar?
What's your dream? Yeah, business.
Yeah, like what's it look like? What do we do?
so
We want to
there's-
come visit your business. How does it work? How do we
I
benefit?
want to also try to have like somewhere to like be able to send this across states as well. So I'll hook you guys up with all the good
Look,
stuff.
the
and
Super
it'll be
Bowl's
great.
in New Orleans in 2 years, so we'll be there.
Yeah.
Wait,
I'll
is
be
it
fat
really?
as shit by then.
I should know that.
Yeah. Maybe stock up by then, D, and then you can just Ozempic
I'm going to get
yourself.
100 pounds by the next Super Bowl.
So there's like Transcend. Mind Pump is a podcast that I listen to a lot. And they have a lot of some guests on. And basically there are a few clinics out there that are doing a really good job. And they are basically, it's a hormone clinic. And they specialize in things like peptides and things like that. I also want to do a lot of gut health testing, which, so like down the line, if I can't improve your health by like putting you on a training protocol, like getting a strength training program, fixing your gut and fixing your hormone balance, then you probably have like a serious medical condition and should go to the doctor.
I like that.
Got it. So how
So
long do you have to do nursing?
I want to be a one-stop shop. You come in and be like, I want to help my health. And they're like, cool, we can hit it from all angles. You don't need to go see your primary care provider. You don't need to do all that. It's a pain in the ass to get a doctor's appointment and try to get blood work done without a significant excuse why, or you're going to schedule it out 3 to 6 months later. And it's just really difficult. And I want to try to ease that process.
Got it. And it all starts with American Ninja Warrior this week.
You got to win that shit.
You gotta win.
Gotta
It would
win,
really
bro.
help.
If
you
you
win
get this
this-
on your like brochure, like I won American Ninja
American Ninja
Warrior.
Warrior.
I'm gonna pump you full of some hormones. I'm coming.
Yeah.
I would milk it a lot if I won, but they're
You gotta
really
win.
good. I don't know if I'm going to win necessarily tomorrow. We'll see.
I mean, you're having a glass of tequila now, so I don't know. If I was a betting man, I don't know if I'd bet on you.
Listen, yeah. You can't take yourself too seriously on the show. This is the tequila
we'll
score.
see. We'll see.
I hope you win, though. It would be good content if you win.
That'd be great.
You
Great
can really
marketing
catapult
material.
your.
I'll wear the Kathy hat.
Yes, I like that.
They actually have a big
amazing.
control about what you wear.
I'm sure
they're very strict about it.
You know, ninjas are tough.
Yeah,
They
ninjas don't
specifically-
really do brand deals.
They requested that I run in a crop top specifically.
No way.
Oh, I'm
No
not even
way.
kidding. Not joking. No,
What?
they're very
Feels a little
particular.
creepy.
Well, I accidentally did my video in a crop top. So
Oh,
it was
so
a little on me.
Okay.
They're like, okay, we know what kind of guy we got on here tonight. We know what type of ninja we have.
So they just want to show the six pack? What's going on?
So like
Do you have a six-pack?
this first time,
You have a six pack?
His wife is saying yes.
Oh wow! I mean, she
I
would know.
cannot.
I mean, if you were a crop top, I would hope you have a six pack.
It'd be funny if you said a gun.
That'd be better.
That'd actually be better content.
Before picture.
Come to my clinic.
I used to look like this and wear crop tops.
I still wear crop tops and now I'm fit.
And now I look like this.
They
Oh,
gave me a
man.
nickname last year. So
What was it?
we rehab, mostly my wife and her family, we rehab wildlife like raccoons and possums and squirrels and stuff.
Wow.
And so they gave me the nickname Louisianimal. That's what tomorrow I'll be running, or Wednesday I'll be running as like the Louisianimal, right? And so we made these shirts. We had to go back and forth with a logo. And we ended up just getting Canva. My wife made a logo, and then boom, we ran with it. We get to the show and wear those shirts. The next year, I can't find my shirt. It's this obnoxiously loud pink shirt. And I go in this drawer and I'm like, oh, cool. There it is. See the pink shirt. So I grab it, bring it to the gym later because I'm working. I do my video, I go to do my Ninja Warrior video because you have to like apply each year. It's my wife's shirt. I can't find mine, and she cut it into a crop top.
that's why it's.
And it was the day of
Got it.
that the video was due, and I was like, son of a gun. So I put on the shirt, I did the video, and then the producer called me. He's like, bro, we love your crop top take. We really think you should lean into that.
Oh my God.
And I'm like,
good.
the crop top? What are you talking about?
You're
She's like,
gender fluid, right, Elijah?
We need more of that on American Ninja Warrior.
You know, like, we haven't really had that, characteristic.
We haven't had a they ninja yet.
Oh, drama.
I didn't think I'd get
Say that
canceled
right.
when I came on here. Hopefully drama
Oh,
gets canceled and not me.
It's good. It's good. It's good.
All right, so how do we find you if we want to follow along? Instagram,
So
Twitter?
yeah, I'll try to post my journey of it this week on Train with Eli
Okay.
at Train with Eli.
Okay.
I haven't changed it to Louisianimal, and I probably won't. And then that will be this week. It won't air until June or July, so it'll be on your TV screens on NBC June or July, depending on what episode they put.
Awesome. I can't
Great.
wait.
How fun.
That was fun. Really good.
Good stuff.
That's good content.
Great content. Never know
All right.
what
I know you
happens
guys
in
are
the Discord.
Yeah, so
into it. You
if you're in the
never know,
Discord,
yeah.
pull up Sundays. You don't know what type of stories.
That was fun. We should just have people from the Discord come and interview them. That was great stuff. Okay, do we want to talk news?
I want to say one thing before news.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Javier.
Yes.
He ran the marathon today.
He
on
looked very casual.
Zero practice.
Yeah.
He ran 8
Wow.
miles once, and he had a.
But he's
full-
also really fast already.
sure.
Okay.
But he had a full blowout Friday night. I knew what he was doing.
What do you
he
go,
told me-
Victorian?
Yeah, he
whatever?
did. Yeah, he did his
Usual.
like St. Patty's Day thing. On Saturday morning, I texted him at 8 a.m. I was like, "How are the boys doing?" Because we're down and out, bro.
The boys are his roommates.
Yeah, that's like his thing, right?
Yeah.
The boys.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Are the boys gonna rally today?" He goes, "The boys are taking it easy. We gotta get ready for tomorrow."
Because they're all running it.
They're all running it, and they did an incredible Instagram video. I don't know if you saw it.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh my god, it's unbelievable. We got to post it on our feed.
Yeah.
It's him and his boys walking up to get their bibs as if they're like NBA players walking through the tunnel.
Oh no!
And they're playing like Future.
Where is it on his Instagram?
It's on one. He sent me it.
Okay.
And it's literally all of them in suits.
Yeah.
Like walking up, grabbing their bibs like they're NBA players on Saturday. And then I didn't know if they were going to compete today. And I texted him at, noon 1 when the race should be over.
Yeah.
I was like, how'd the boys do? He goes, the boys 8 miles.
Yeah.
So congratulations to Javier.
He said he kicked Shay's ass. That's all he told me.
They finished it.
That's wild.
And he's at the Jameson probably right now in
Getting
Santa
hammered.
Monica getting hammered.
Yeah.
And we'll see if he shows up tomorrow.
Because you guys have done marathons, right? But you've trained,
I
and it's
haven't.
really
Only
hard,
D
right?
has.
I
It's
mean,
insane.
clearly Javier is in a different physical set than I am.
Yeah, maybe the
I was
tequila's
dying.
good that our guy's drinking over there. That might have been what got him through.
Yeah, so
unbelievable.
I was very impressed that he literally trained nothing and ran 26 miles. So
Yeah.
Shout out to the boys.
Yeah, the boys.
Man.
The boys 8 miles.
Okay, that's good.
All right, do you want to go to the world collapse? Should we just get into it?
I guess we got to move on. So the world.
So we had really fun time talking about Ninja Warrior and training and marathon and
Yep. And
We're
here
on
we
the
go.
brink
Back to
of-
reality.
back to reality. We've been on the brink of world financial collapse 2 weekends in a row.
And this is
I
what's
know,
funny
and-
is like when we first talked about this,
And no one knows.
Exactly. That's the kind of what I was going to say is like we were kind of like, okay, this whole thing's going to pass and no one's going to know how bad it almost was. We were kind of like, oh, it's under control, government backstop, we're all good. But like since then, it has sort of rolled into this, like, I guess there has been like real actual like issues happening, but it feels like it's just this like bigger and bigger danger.
This is
like
what
it's closer and closer to an incredibly real problem.
Yeah, this is what they call as contagion, right? And it actually doesn't even matter the fundamentals. It more matters the information spread. So if we like kind of rewind 2 weeks ago, or whatever, 1 week ago, Silicon Valley Bank CEO gives a dumbass statement about why they need to raise cash.
Yeah.
Silicon Valley Bank goes under within 48 hours. And then you fast forward a week ago, or a week from then, so 3 or 4 days ago, the head of the Saudi financial ministry says, and this is the funny part, because it's totally taken out of context, which is what caused Credit Suisse to go under.
Mhm.
The head of Saudi financial ministry says, we're not going to put another dollar into Credit Suisse.
Yep.
And then he follows on why he won't do it, because, hey, we don't want to own 10% of a bank because that creates all these different problems. But the way that soundbite got taken caused Credit Suisse to have a run on their bank.
Mhm.
And it's the information flow, which is what's actually more concerning than actually the strength and the health of banks and health of the financial system.
I just want to repeat what you said for the listener who may not know that, because it's really fucking insane, which is that this guy said, we won't invest another dollar because we're at like 9 point something percent ownership of the bank. If we cross 10, there's a whole new slew of things that kicks in, and it essentially becomes political. It becomes this whole thing. And we just are not interested in owning more than 10% of any bank. That was really his statement. But instead, it was just taken as the one sentence of we will not invest another dollar into Credit Suisse. And that completely out of context caused this whole issue. It is bananas.
And so it's actually funny that though, like when I like listen to the interview, there's actually a language barrier in the way he said his statement. Whereas he just said it kind of like abruptly, like, hey, we're not putting in a dollar. And he didn't really mean it like we don't believe in Credit Suisse. But if you hear it from the, American
take it
standpoint,
literally, yeah.
and you're like, oh wait, the Saudis are over this bank.
Yeah.
Saudis got cleaned out on this deal.
Yeah,
I mean, is this not the toilet paper of 2023? Like, is this not like so much fueled by fake panic and
well, I mean, here's the problem.
Like, I know there's some fundamental issues, but like, not. This isn't 08.
I think there's
this is toilet paper.
I think there's we're just in a world where the amount of people that when you can get an easy slam dunk, you could do it. Everyone jumps on it, right? Like, and so SVB, everyone was cool. Even if you had no money, you weren't even in finance, you weren't in tech, you would just be like, here are 5 reasons why I'm pulling my money out of SVB. Like, you had nothing to do with it and you jumped on it, right? Because you're doing it for clicks and attention and whatever it is. Similar thing is happening every single day on every single topic. Like I jokingly said, I wrote a ChatGPT 4 script that blocks anyone that writes a thread on why ChatGPT 4 is effective. And it's because we're just in this news cycle that if you don't talk about it, you feel irrelevant, right? You're like a talking head on social media. And so Credit Suisse became the topic of the last, 72 hours. And everyone decided to fucking give their opinion who don't know what they're talking about. And what's happened, what's even more scary, I would say the scariest thing I've seen in the last 2-3 days is actually Balaji Srinivasan putting on a bet with some person, bet $1 million of Bitcoin.
I think it's on 2 million now.
Now it's 2 million on that he believes in the next 90 days that Bitcoin will be worth $1 million. There will be hyperinflation, complete collapse, civil war, like spreading basically. He is like Fox News times 100.
Yeah.
And I think he is a horrendous person for even putting that out into the ether, given his influence. And like, I'm between Vivek Ramaswamy and Balaji, I'm against Indians. I'm over these Indians. I mean, Balaji's fucking lies.
I mean, Balaji screwed me.
He screwed you.
Yeah, he screwed me.
Yes. Let's hear the story of how Balaji Srinivasan at Balaji screwed you.
At Balaji Srinivasan, he screwed me. So the guy that has the $1 million bet, I'm going to expose him because I completely disagree with everything he's saying right now. So we invested in his Bitcoin mining company back in 2012. And part of the investment of investing in this Bitcoin mining company, it was originally called 21E6. It subsequently got called earn.com. Every dollar we invested, we were supposed to get dollar for dollar in Bitcoin.
In 2012.
In 2012.
What was Bitcoin?
$800. And separate from the equity we invested in this company, we were like, oh, this is like a no-brainer. We get to get Bitcoin. And if the company turns into anything, great. Who cares? If not, we own Bitcoin at $800. This is in 2012. This is after like the first spike. And, a few years go by. Bitcoin mining in California turns out to be like the worst idea of all time because you have high leases, high energy prices. Like you just can't mine. It doesn't work. And that's what he was doing. And when the company started going under, we were like, where's our Bitcoin? And everyone was like, in Silicon Valley, this is like a very like inside baseball, like Silicon Valley thing. They were like, who's gonna like make whole all this stuff? Because we were all like promised Bitcoin. What he did was he leveraged all the Bitcoin that we quote unquote held and leveraged against the banks to get capital to fund his shitty Bitcoin mining company. And then we all got wiped without knowing we're getting wiped. So he's literally did what he's complaining about the banks.
Yeah, exactly.
He literally
he's a
did
fraud.
what he did.
He's a fucking fraud.
So do you know
no one's gonna call him
how
out.
much Bitcoin I would own? Like the value of Bitcoin at $800 versus 20,000 for what we put in.
Yeah.
Today, that's a very meaningful number.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he did the exact same thing.
Yeah, he's a fraud. And
no one wants to talk about that. Like, because he got acqui-hire from Coinbase and became the CTO and made a lot of money and everyone thinks he's a hero, but he fucked us.
yeah.
I know that personally. It happened to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a
And now he's
Balaji.
fucking it. Yeah. You owe us an apology.
Yeah.
You
You definitely owe us an apology.
And now he's just fucking.
And you know what the best part is? 6 years ago, he's like, I owe you one. 6 years later, what'd you owe me?
And he's betting
What'd
$1
you
million
give me?
now.
Give me $1 million.
Yeah.
Wow.
That would be, if he paid you $1 million, I'd be okay if you were pumping him.
Is his whole thing, is this bet like has a lot of traction?
It's all PR. It's all bullshit.
It's all bullshit.
I'm saying there are a lot of people paying attention to it.
Yes, it's literally
It's
gone
working.
viral. It's absolutely gone viral. And
He's spreading fear. He's no different than the people a week ago that were talking about the SVB bank run, First Republic bank run. He found his alpha in spreading fear, and it's fucking dangerous, and it's not cool by any stretch of the imagination. And I muted his ass on Friday, and I muted anyone who's talking about this stupid bet, a fucking bank run, hyperinflation. You're muted. You're dead to me. I hate you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
it's
100% agree because
bad.
especially guys like him, he profited from all of this. Like, I know what your scam was.
Yeah.
You screwed us.
And
Like,
by the way,
where's our
he's-
money?
And
Like,
by the way,
if you want to go talk about hyperinflation and Bitcoin and all this shit, pay the Series B investors of your fucking company. If you're not going to do that in whole, then shut the fuck up.
yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. I like that energy. Let's clip that.
That's a
Put
hot
that
clip.
shit on TikTok.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
what is he going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can't say anything. I have the receipts.
Yeah. And I think the thing is that we're just in a world where people are looking for whatever that'll get him the attention. And he knows, one, Bitcoin will go up because of what he said. It doesn't need to go up
Exactly, because if he is $100 million position, he already made 2%. He made his bet.
Yeah, he made it. And it's gone up.
It's gone.
It's gone up more
And he
than
probably
that.
sold the $2 million.
Yeah.
Like the scoundrel he is.
Yeah.
And then he's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
there's no way in 90 days, even as the most Bitcoin maxi you could ever be, it's not worth $1 million in 90 days. And by the way, there's nothing good comes from that, from society, if Bitcoin's worth $1 million.
If Bitcoin goes to $1 million in 90 days, America's over, the world's over.
Yeah, so who cares?
Yeah. Not Balaji.
And he's even talking about like, oh, you shouldn't live in America, civil war, this, that. Get the fuck out then.
He lives in Singapore, between Singapore and India now.
Okay, I don't want to see.
That was when our favor is supposed to come.
Yeah.
Where's the favor?
Okay, so if he doesn't live here, that's fine. Then we should ban him.
Yeah, to me that just feels like, even if you don't live here, that's like someone trying to like capitalize off of the demise of America. You know, it's just, I don't know. We talked about all this stuff last weekend a lot, and then on Monday I really saw, like, to your point, just repeating your guys' point, like every YouTube creator, like the guy who gives shitty investment advice all the way to, you know, news people to whatever, like, had to make a video about this. And the thing is, like we're saying, the only goal for them, they don't care about anything other than sounding like experts and getting a lot of views. That's all they care about. And the way to do that is to give the harshest, gravest take on what's going on. So every YouTube creator was like, world crashing, everything's over, government bailout, this is just like 08, tech is a bunch of criminals, VCs are capitalizing, what about small businesses? And like nobody had a take. And I think that the sad part is, and we've said this a million times, is like, on one hand, I think they're all idiots, but on the other hand, like, I kind of get it. Like, that system of social media rewards outrage. And if you make your living from these social media clips, you're not incentivized to make a calm take. Like, for us, we've said it a million times on this show and whatever, like, this isn't our primary source of income. We don't make money off of this show. That's not the thing. And so we're able to just give sort of an honest take or a rundown or how we feel about it or what we know. But if this was our livelihood, we see what happened last weekend as a moment to cash in. This could be our biggest earning week of the year. We got to make it count.
I mean, if we felt that way, we could have. It's so easy to manipulate people into getting clicks. It's a joke.
But that's what's happening. It's working. You're
seen
manipulating people into collapsing banks.
That's what Balaji's doing.
Yeah.
He's like, I can make, 5-6% on my,
Bitcoin
multi-$100 million Bitcoin holdings. Who cares about the $2 million?
Yeah.
That's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, exactly. And so I just think that like those people are playing games with like an economy that, at this point is a bit fragile. But
what the problem is, because these folks actually think they're doing like a societal good. They've convinced themselves, or they pretend they are.
Yeah.
And they actually are just doing it for their own gain.
100%. They're not doing any societal good.
Like, why would you say Bitcoin's going to be $1 million in 90 days? It's not going to be $1 million.
I think they're following like the Bill. I think people saw what Bill Ackman and people have been doing for decades, like of going on these shows, talking about how the market's crashing, talking about how blah, blah, blah. And it's in line with their positions. Like, I think people, I'm not blaming Bill Ackman because he was not the first one to do it, but people are like, in this area of social media, you no longer need to be invited on Fox Business. You just can tweet about it. And the more crazy you be, you realize you can whip up a frenzy and you might actually be able to move a market. And I think people there's a predatory thing to it.
Yeah. And I would say, if Kathy's are down for the ride, mute Balaji, mute Bill Ackman, mute all these people. I muted all of them this weekend because they're
all doing it for financial gain.
Yeah, they're all profiting off financial.
Bill Ackman clearly has a long regional bank play.
Yeah,
it's very obvious.
Yeah, so I'm not down to be served for the algorithm for your fucking financial benefit anymore. So I just started muting people, and I was like, no, these guys are all frauds to me. Like they're done.
But can we actually like talk about what's happening? Is actually kind of crazy because. It really is
fucking insane. But to me, the most insane part of it is,
but it's more insane because like everyone is like now now that COVID's over,
Supreme Court, now they're banking experts.
Financial balance sheet experts.
But this, I actually know this stuff.
Okay, but here's the thing.
I don't know infectious disease. I don't know Supreme Court.
So I know all those things very well. So I'm
I can cover you on the finance stuff.
Here's the thing.
Excellent.
I don't know much about Ukraine.
Ukraine. It's time to
listen.
It's time to give up, guys.
That's your foreign policy.
My understanding, if you look at the way people are looking at it, is so black and white. They're like, oh, they don't have enough deposits to cover their liabilities. They're insolvent. Let me tell you something. If I started looking at every company and explaining everything to you, it's fucking over for everybody. Everyone is held up by 4 toothpicks, okay?
Yep.
And sometimes it's windy and some of those toothpicks fall.
Yep.
That's really finance. That's the reality. And like, this shit is just a joke. And why would you want to harm society? We're all living good. Everyone's good.
Yeah, but
you're traveling.
Let's just explain
they could live better. They're just looking out for their own. It's whether you make money off of a big position or off of your YouTube video hitting 1 million views.
Here's like the problem of like what's happening in the world financially. You have basically 200 banks, according to the Wall Street Journal, that are underwater because of these long-durated treasury bets.
Which is dangerous for them to even sit there and report that.
Yeah, the Wall Street Journal reported it on Friday.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then you have, Credit Suisse basically is insolvent. They got bought by $2 billion. And they were a $15 billion company. And 2 weeks ago, I think they were probably 25, 6 months ago.
They were 70 billion 10 years ago.
Yeah. And so you have this whole dynamic of everyone knows that there's like something in the armor, right? Like like the whole fortress is about to fall. And everyone's very aware of that, especially the Fed, the Treasury. And at 2:15 p.m. before Asia opens and before the futures open in the US, they basically had this coordinated effort between the Bank of Japan, Canada, Europe,
ECB, yeah.
US, basically saying the US is going to backstop a bunch of shit.
For everybody.
For everyone.
All you fucking countries.
For everyone. And that's really scary because we raised rates so quickly and no one knew that this could happen. That's what I don't get. I talked about this on Thursday.
Though? It's so like, how did they not?
I talked about this on Thursday. I was like, there's roughly 1,000 equity research analysts that cover U.S. banks and global banks. And you have a Federal Reserve, you have the U.S. Treasury, you have, all these different international bodies. And no one thought like, hey, if we keep doing this, we could break the economy. Because guess what? The economy is broken today.
Right now.
Right now, the economy is broken. We had Credit Suisse go under. We had 3 banks go under last week. We have 200 banks that are underwater in the U.S. The economy is broken. Who didn't realize that when you raise rates this quickly, this could happen?
But can I go back one step further? I just want to go back one step further even, because to me, it's mind-blowing that nobody thought about this when we were printing endless free money. Like, I know that in the time, and it was an emergency, and I understand that like panic and, oh my God, we just got to fix it. But how is there nobody in place that sits and says, wait a minute, guys, we can't, Inflation Reduction Act, even like the latest thing, like we can't do this just by basic economics. This doesn't work. And then you knew that this was coming. Like, then how do you say inflation's transitory? Then how do you say, like, that's what blows my mind.
Yeah, look, I think
I heard Elizabeth Warren this morning on one of the CBS shows saying Jerome Powell is the worst Fed chair of all time. I agree with her.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Warren's honestly the only sane voice I've heard in the last 48 hours.
Unfortunately, a lot of the stuff she is saying that, doesn't help the problem. Like, shitting on him does not solve what's happening right now.
Agree. But
so I think she even said the San Francisco Fed has no idea what he's doing. That's what he said.
It's a woman, but yes.
Yeah, she has no idea what she's doing.
And she's right.
Yeah.
But my point is, it's one of the few times that we've been very critical of Elizabeth Warren, and I'm like, you know what? She's right in this sentence.
Yeah, I think this week will be pretty telling because we do have a Fed meeting. And I'm still expecting this.
If this fucker raises rates, the economy's literally going to be collapsed. It's so funny. This morning,
What are 5 things you would do right now if the economy collapses on Wednesday?
Go to Mykonos.
Yeah, because it'd be cheap. Can I tell you?
This is my last hurrah.
Can I tell you? So this is a really funny story.
Vacation.
So I'm going to a 40th birthday party this Saturday in Vegas. It kind of got sorted out the last 2 weeks, and our friend was like, "Oh, you want to get a room at the Wynn?" And it was like, how much was it? It was like $700 a night. I was like, "Fuck that, $700 a night." So I have on Kayak, where they alert you when the prices drop. This whole week it's been dropping. So right now we're at $459.
At the Wynn?
At the Wynn.
That's cheap.
Down
because
from
it's March Madness. It's expensive.
But no, I'm saying that's a big weekend.
It's a big weekend. So
Saturday night.
And I haven't booked yet. I'm like, I want it to go down to $300.
You want the economy to collapse.
Just for this week, so I can get a $250 night.
No, but we're in this weird. So here's the problem that I don't think anyone actually has an answer to. So we know we've broken the economy by raising rates this quickly.
You've broken the banking system. If you go out, everyone's spending.
Yeah, I'm going to read you some stats right now.
What do you got?
I got, so small, medium banks account for 50% of U.S. commercial and industrial lending. So regional banks are basically toast, right?
Yeah.
So that industry is 50 to 60% of commercial and industrial lending. 60% of residential real estate lending is also from these same banks.
Oh my God.
80% of commercial real estate lending is from these same banks. 45% of consumer lending is from these same banks.
You go and you're broken these banks.
Yes, we've broken these banks.
So there's going to be a liquidity crisis.
It's
in
a
the economy.
massive crisis.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think, like, we are in the financial crisis right now.
We can just lower
And you wanna
those
go to
rates
Mykonos.
all the way back down.
No, you
That's
said
what
what
you
I was going to do. What was my last
You don't
hurrah?
have any money. You're gonna be broke. Balaji took all of it. You have nothing. You're a fucking,
Balaji.
you're a fucking pauper. You're a pauper. Bitcoin,
I
bit
know.
nothing.
I just don't
Balaji
like how
said
do
he
we
owes
get,
me a favor. Where's my favor?
You should go to Singapore.
Maybe
Maybe you can
he'll-
stay with him with the kids.
Throw me
Yeah,
some
he might
coins.
cover
Throw me
the-
some
he can
coins.
get
He literally flip you with some coins.
it blows my mind how, like, I don't know. It just, I felt this way during COVID. I've said it a bunch on the podcast. Like, it blows my mind how much, like, who's running the show? How do we just print endless amounts of money? Then there's wild inflation, but we ignore it to the point where we have to raise rates really quickly, to the point where we break banks, to the point where we're going to do some shitty solve, like something's going to solve it that's going to be reckless as well, that's going to lead to the next thing. It's going to lead to, I mean, you have 12 years of quantitative easing, you have free cash, you have just one thing after another where, like, who's sitting in a room and saying, hey, can we play this out the next 3 steps and see where this leads? Shouldn't do that.
I mean, if they had just raised rates slower.
In 2021, when inflation was at 5% in the summer of
They should
2021,
have started raising.
yeah, we'd be done.
Yeah.
2021, we're in 2023.
Thank you.
But how
What
do
are you
you
thanking
keep
me for?
I know they're
Just
fucking
getting the
2023.
calendar?
No, but I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
it's like, do you know how we knew this? There's 5% inflation in the summer of 2021.
Yeah. But how do you sit and call it transitory over and over and over?
Jerome Powell, like, I mean, he's got to go.
I mean, you got to
he's
talk to your
gonna be-
boy, Sleepy Joe.
So this is actually really, I was really excited that there are reports that Biden's administration asked for Warren Buffett's
Help.
over the weekend.
Yeah.
I don't know what he said, but at least
Yeah, he said,
they-
get the fuck off my property. You guys blew this. It's not my fault.
And did you
Get
see
outta
all
here.
the rumors that all these private jets were showing up in Omaha,
Yeah,
and
I
everyone
saw
thought it
those.
was the regional banks?
Yeah.
Like, who knows?
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean, I think here's the icing, and we can end on this topic. Icing on the cake. Donald Trump comes out, says he's getting arrested on Tuesday.
yep,
There's rumors.
yeah, he tweeted that on Truth Social.
Wow.
I don't know if
whatever
it's a
the
tweet.
equivalent of
yeah,
tweet
it's
is.
a tweet.
It's
on
a
Truth
tweet.
Social.
It's called I think it's called a truth.
It's called a truth. Yeah. So
I'm not kidding,
the
because
irony
retweets are
is
called retruths.
that that it seems as though there's no like evidence that this is actually happening. And couple thoughts on that. One, I don't think like physically arresting Donald Trump on video is a good fucking idea for any part of the world. I think it's terrible.
Mhm.
Then you already see there are these weird, probably QAnon people saying when Donald Trump gets
Don't use my
arrested,
name.
3/21 on March 21st, everyone should withdraw their cash out of banks.
He said that?
No, this is just like this
QAnon?
is
Okay.
the stupid, tinfoil stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
And I follow someone that's a former attorney general on Twitter and said like they would never announce this, so it's like pretty hard that it would leak. So I find it hard to believe that that's what's actually happening. But if you see Donald Trump in handcuffs on Tuesday, I'll be honest, I don't think that's good for America. That's fucking bad. We should not
I
be.
agree.
You should charge him with whatever crime, but do not put him in a handcuff and let him get a video clip. Because
Yeah, don't
that
kick
to
the
me is
beehive.
catastrophic. Getting him
I heard-
behind hand.
So the part
What'd you hear?
I didn't hear him.
You're
What, do you
in the
have a cousin in the
MAGA
Pentagon?
circuit. You're in the MAGA circuit.
I have a cousin
Tell us
in
what
the
you're hearing on the
Pentagon.
golf course. What are you hearing on the golf course?
What I read was that, so I didn't read the part yet that Donald Trump himself had admitted it, but I read that like some sort of source said that they were going to arrest him and that, but they directed them not to put him in handcuffs. That is not, I forget where I saw that. I saw that on like one of these like YouTube news things I watch or something that,
Real credible.
yeah, I don't know. I guess I feel like one of these QAnoners, but that's what I read or heard was that they are going to arrest him, but they said no handcuffs.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm all down if you want to indict him, this, that, but like Donald Trump being handcuffed out of like Mar-a-Lago is, it's because here's the problem is let's just say he gets arrested. He's not going to get a trial and get convicted before the next election. Nothing happens that fast. So basically, he's going to become president 100%, and then he's free.
I mean, arrest is the best thing you can do for his campaign.
Meatball Ron must be nervous.
Yeah, I mean,
Why
he's
don't they just
probably
leave
like,
the guy? Like, just fucking stop.
if you stop
messing
talking
with
to him,
leave him on True
people
Social.
had forgotten about him.
I
People
know.
literally had forgotten about him, and like so. I don't think arresting him or even a trial with him with cameras, you know how good that's going to be?
Oh, his content is going to be through the roof. Him over on Truth Social is the best thing that ever happened. Like, I have no idea what he's talking about, what he says. I don't think 90% of people do. I think the diehard fans are watching, but it doesn't impact. You know, we don't like how often throughout a week do you guys say, oh, did you hear what Trump said? It's hardly ever.
I hate to make the
Once a month.
comparison, but Truth Social is like Tidal.
Interesting.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong.
Like
but
you had
it's just,
one main.
Yeah,
guy.
you're like, okay, you're getting a Jay-Z album exclusively, so you got to go get it. But like, you're not really checking.
That's good. That's a good clip.
it's the same way. Like,
Do
I
not
probably
clip
have a
that.
Tidal
Do not
membership.
clip that.
Clip
Do
that.
not clip that. I do not want that.
You're right. I probably still pay a Tidal membership for like a random Jay-Z album, which I'm sure most
Exactly.
Republicans have a True Social account just to check.
Yeah,
it out.
there's like,
you're right.
I'll pay $10 a month for a hot tweet.
Yeah. Well, the worst thing you can do is rile up that. Unless you know, I don't know how it works. Unless you know you can get him and you know he's going to be in jail and by the election and you know it shuts down his chances and that's their strategy. I don't know. It just seems risky.
I bet you he made it all up because it's good content. And look, everyone's going to rally around him. He may have been full of shit. Nothing's happening. I could believe that too.
Can you imagine this week, whatever the news is going to bring about the banks, Ukraine? I mean, I haven't even had time to read. There's scary news coming out of Ukraine and Russia about them shooting down a U.S. drone or there's all sorts of shit, but you don't even have time to swallow it. And then and then if you have Donald Trump in handcuffs, holy shit. What a
Donald
week we
Trump,
might be signed up for.
This week, you're going to have Donald Trump in handcuffs. Ukraine-Russia war gets out of hand. Potentially more bank issues.
And potentially, we definitely have bank issues.
Well, that's a Swiss bank. We don't care about that.
No, we have 200 banks.
USA.
Just keep in the USA. We don't care about these Swiss banks.
Yeah, we're not Suisse.
You know what Swiss banks do? They hide money for a lot of scary people.
Yeah, I've seen Wolf of Wall Street.
I've seen a funny tweet like, oh, maybe you shouldn't have taken all those Russian oligarchs' deposits out. It might have helped your balance.
That's really funny. I mean, what is this week going to bring, man?
I think this week's chaos.
Well, the biggest chaos will be nothing else matters. The whole world could be falling apart if Jay Powell comes out and says, you know what?
Shit,
I'm pausing. It doesn't matter. Everything's ripping.
no, he needs to cut.
I think if he pauses,
he needs to cut rates.
If he cuts,
the economy, the global economy is
cuts to
broken.
zero.
The economy is broken.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And if you take a microscope into every kind of like angle of the economy, it's broken.
Except the win.
What does that mean?
Yeah,
The win price has not pummeled yet.
You said it went from 750 to 450.
Yeah, we're
Still
not.
good.
We're not.
You're down 40%.
We need a little bit more. That's not broken. Broken is like 199.
No,
Maybe you
the
get a
economy's
rate
broken.
raise, you get cheap wind prices, and then we can go from there.
Powell
I just-
has he's in the term in over his skis is not aggressive enough. He has no idea what he's doing.
He is a big skier.
I just
he?
think, look,
And he's
you
always
printed
in his
all
winter
the
places.
Yeah, he is.
He's
I
Jackson
mean, I don't know if he's
Hole,
actually
this-
skiing,
yeah.
but he's always at fucking winter places.
Yeah, he has no idea what he's doing. Elizabeth Warren said he's the worst Fed chair of all time, and I tend to agree with it.
Well,
Here's the point: lower the rates.
let the party
Inflation
start.
is what it is now. You printed a bunch of money. The dollar's not worth as much as it used to. Let's keep the party going. Bail out the banks. People are spending anyway. Let's go.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Bail everyone out. I'm okay with getting everyone bailed out.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Who cares?
Who cares if we print another $3 trillion?
10.
Yeah, go for it.
Everyone should be happy.
And
Can I ask
any
you guys a
economist,
question? Can I ask you guys an honest question here? Because you know better than I do. Is the bet that these banks took on long-term treasuries irresponsible or reckless?
yes, because they thought the Fed was being honest.
I know, but you can't go
So-
to jail for being a moron.
No, you can be fired.
That's fine.
And
He
you
got
can-
fired.
Yeah, he disappeared to Hawaii. That's
He's
what he
in
did.
Hawaii. He's having a nice vacation, guys. $3.5
He's
million.
probably at the Four Seasons in Maui. He's probably
Right.
having a great time. The CEO of Silicon Valley Bank. Great for him. But to your point, yes, you can be liable for that.
For being a moron.
Yeah.
Because here's the argument that I understand.
Then we need to
which is
sue
that
a
if-
lot of people in America if we're suing people for being a moron. I can go around all day suing people.
But the crazy thing that I don't get is if you go down the chain, and so I understand, I'm not trying to stand up for the bank CEOs, whatever, but like if you go the next in line to Jay Powell and everyone, I mean, even the president saying that inflation is transitory and we are not going to need to take drastic measures, doesn't the next level of responsibility sort of go there also?
Agree,
Or no?
and that's what our foe, Elizabeth Warren, is saying. Investigate everyone. She wants to
'Cause-
investigate the Fed. She wants to investigate the FDIC.
Should do Pfizer too while we're at it.
Throw them
Sure.
all in there.
But the point
Fauci.
is, what
What
you're
about
saying
Fauci?
is
Yeah,
absolutely
but-
right.
Yeah. Because
No,
look,
what you're
here's
saying is
the
absolutely right.
complaint. Here's the complaint is, and this complaint worked in 08. I don't think it works now, but the complaint is by quote unquote bailing out, or more realistically, backstopping these banks, you are rewarding bad behavior. You're rewarding crooked, fucked up, money hungry bank CEOs. And I know that might be partially true because yes, at the end of the day, the buck stops with you with your bank. You fucked up. Yes. But it's like we're ignoring that they were taking guidance from the Fed. They didn't just make this up. This isn't 08. These weren't collateralized debt fucking whatever. This was quote unquote well informed to make this decision. I don't know. It's just crazy to me that
Well, your point is basically 2021 summer, the Fed said, we're going to keep these rates for a long time. Inflation's not a problem. And these banks started making these trades. That's effectively what happened.
and it's the safest trade you can make. I mean,
Yeah.
but pending
They
them
weren't gambling with the money.
like
they weren't
pending
gambling
them
with the money.
They
lying.
weren't gambling. But then the problem was their customer base couldn't raise more money because tech disappeared.
Yeah.
So the deposits started declining.
But
And they were
other
burning
than Jay
cash.
Powell and the Fed, and once again, the president said it too, that other than them being wrong, those are some of the safest bets that you can make. Right? I mean, am I missing something? I guess is what I'm looking
it's
for.
not like SVB took $91 billion and bought like NFTs.
It wasn't FTX,
Yeah.
and anyone that, even your boy Balaji, tried to compare SVB to FTX.
Why'd you call him my
Which is-
boy?
It's your
Your
boy.
boy.
Yeah, don't point. You
It's your
pointed to
boy.
the
He's your boy.
TV
You gave
screen.
him money.
I saw
You
you.
sucker.
You pointed
You're
to
a
the screen.
sucker. You're a sucker. I knew he was fraud. I would never give him money.
He stole money from me. Balaji stole money from me.
Yeah, he
I'll
did.
put that on record. And
I
he
just-
said
I'm
he's
not-
going to do us a favor. And where's the favor? But anyways, it's absolutely nothing like FTX. These guys put money in treasury
And nothing
bills.
like 08.
No.
And everyone is comparing it to
what
both. And
FTX did was put it into a fake coin.
Yeah.
Not the U.S. government.
Yeah.
but even 08, they knowingly made up very risky these little packages and got the rating agencies to say they weren't risky and got the blah, 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 and got approved a bunch of shitty loans. This is people that if you were taking the guidance of the Fed, you made one of the safest bets you can make. And once again, I'm not sticking up for these guys.
Okay,
At the end of the day, they were wrong.
Let's play let's play the game out, right? So who's to blame?
The Fed.
Is it just
because
the Fed?
No, the Fed said, if you believe the Fed said
in 2021, Fed said we're not raising rates.
And said it's transitory. So then if you're SVB, you're like, okay, the Fed is saying that this is transitory and we're not raising rates. Then our 1.3% yield is not a bad bet. And we're going to put our 91 billion there. So they took the lead from the US government.
Right.
Is that their fault? They should have hedged it.
Sure.
Thinking that, maybe the Fed has no idea what they're talking about. But like, no one did. Fucking everyone's wrong.
200 banks.
Yeah, 200 banks. And I guarantee you,
the only reason SVB...
we need to stop looking under the hood. Because let me tell you, it's going to be
close
ugly.
the hood, lower the rates.
Close the hood. We should make it illegal to talk about this. And let's move the fuck on.
Yeah, let's do China rules. You fucking get banned for talking about it. And
you should not talk about this.
Rates are
this
down.
This is not helping anyone.
Fucking going to the
talking
wind.
About bank runs is not healthy for America.
Yeah, and Balaji's bet's not going to be right.
No.
There's no chance.
I would have taken if I was liquid, I would say, I bet you $1 million. And if I'm right, I get to punch you in the face 1 million times.
He wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I'll bet 10 million and I get to punch you in the face 2 times. I get Logan Paul to punch you in the face
Logan
once.
And
That's
Jake.
what I would do.
Logan and Jake in
Same
a ring.
time. One gets to kick you, one gets to punch you. $10 million.
Gosh,
you put up one.
Cash.
I mean, that's the type of bet I would make.
And Leon
you had 100
Edwards
million
too.
cash.
Throw 'em on.
If I had 100 million cash, I'd put 10 million and I'd be like,
I mean, what he's doing is just complete clown show.
It's a joke. It's so embarrassing. It's
He's
embarrassing.
going to make money on it.
Yes.
That's the problem.
And
he already did.
Yeah.
Because the
Bitcoin's
Bitcoin
up.
went to 26 to 28.
Yeah.
It's just wild.
He should be banned from social media. He's a terrible, terrible for America. He doesn't even live here? Singapore?
He lives between Singapore and India.
Get the fuck out of here. It's a joke.
It's also just becoming the new thing. I don't know. It feels like the same way
I just
Logan
can't listen
Paul,
to anyone
for
from
instance.
Singapore. Sorry. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Okay. Well, should we end there?
Yeah.
Not including our friends that would love to get money from Balaji.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, hey, here's the thing, Kathy's. Maybe we're wrong. And maybe it's a great week. Maybe some peace talks start in Ukraine. Maybe
it could be a great week. It could be a great week.
Futures are up.
If Jerome Powell just says it's over, then it's a great week.
Jay Powell could pause rate hikes. There could be some good news out of Ukraine. Some bank stuff could stabilize. This could be an incredible week. So
Putin did come out today, said, I'm open to diplomatic talks with Ukraine. The problem is we keep backing Zelensky, and so he knows he can keep fighting. We're an endless money printer for Ukraine too. We're going to support them blindly, so they have no reason to negotiate. So
that's what I get. Why are we worried about the banks? Just print it. I mean, right? Isn't that what we learned the last few years?
Yeah, if we're down, we gave $100 billion to Ukraine. We should give $500 billion to our banks.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, it's our entire financial system.
Let's get this risk assets on.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want to see risk assets popping.
I mean,
tomorrow.
what is going to happen? The fact that we have no idea what things are going to look like 6 months from now is crazy. Not even the slightest. If you think
6 months, we don't know.
I know. I know.
6 months.
I know.
Tomorrow we could all be really poor.
I know.
We could.
I know, but I'm
You
talking
can be
about
waiting in line for
what
bread tomorrow.
will the world look like
Talking about
6
gluten-free
months from
bread,
now?
I might need like whole grain.
Yeah, I need
get it.
gluten.
But that's my point. Like, think about how wild that is. You have no idea. 6 months, you guys
It's
just
kinda fun.
reacted
It's
like
kinda
I
fun.
said 10 years.
Yeah. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Well, guess what? Lots of content for the podcast. So we can guarantee you one thing, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I guess we can't even guarantee you that. If things get too tough, you won't even have a pod.
I could do it from my phone. We
Yeah,
have a
we
new
could-
app. We could do it from our phone.
I mean,
Yeah,
we did it
you're
during lockdowns when the world was ending. We could figure it out.
No, I'm talking
They
about you were
keep
talking about like
pumping
bread
money,
lines
that's
and
why.
stuff. Like, are we in, like, if there's bread lines, are we still podcasting, do you think?
I mean, I'm going to stand an Ozempic line. I'm not taking no bread line. I want to be fat and poor too.
Well, now you don't need a line. American Ninja Warriors gotcha.
Take some protein. Protein.
Yeah, get those
I'm not
bones
staying in no
strong.
bread line. Let me tell you.
You hate lines. You'll die before you stand in a line.
Yeah.
Starving. You're like, I
pod
won't
ends.
do it.
Yeah, to be like, how did he do? I don't know. He died. Just refused to eat. He just died.
He refused to stand in. They were handing out food literally right down the street from his house. He wouldn't do it. All right. There you have it. Everyone have a great week. Look, we don't know how it's going to go, but hopefully it's good. And either way, it'll be great content for the pod. Kathy's, thank you for joining us. Discord crew. And make sure to our Chatty Kathy's, you get active in that Discord because it looks like interviewing Kathy's out of the Discord is great content.
It is great content.
Okay. There you have it. We'll see you guys later.